All right, so welcome to EETF number 75. My name is Patrick. Glad to have you on board tonight. This is a TV focused episode, as usual, following a movie focused episode. But tonight we have some new blood. So let's welcome Tony Greathouse. How are you, sir?
I am very good. Happy to be here.
Happy to have you. Welcome.
I listen all the time. It's my first time here, but I've listened to every one of them.
Glad to have you.
Thank you.
We are all looking forward to your TV listening comments.
Cool.
All right. Okay, so we also have tonight Mike Drew. How are you?
I'm excellent. Thank you for having me back. I appreciate it.
Always a pleasure. We also have Kyle Hildreth. How are you, sir?
Doing great. Thanks for having me, Patrick.
You got it. We also have Woody Meacham. How are you?
Doing great, Patrick. Thanks. This is going to be a fun night.
That did not sound like it.
I'm not worried.
Go grab your salad.
Yes. Okay, a reference to a pre-recording convo. We can...
We'll bring it up later. Don't worry.
Right,
Yes.
in the pre-show podcast that we put out, you guys?
Yes, yeah,
on
for
the
the
Patreon.
Patreon members.
Right.
Yes.
Pre-TEF? Right.
Yeah. Oh, shit.
Ooh,
That's
nice.
nice.
Pre-tiff.
That's nice. We should trademark that. We also have Hector Contreras. How are you, sir?
Hi, I'm good. How are you?
Oh, doing okay. Christmas is coming. So for those who don't have to work anymore, lucky you.
Ever?
Never. Yeah, I wish. So let's start with TV. The last TV episode was a while ago, so some of us might have a long list. Let's see how that goes.
I have 18. I have 18, Patrick.
Okay.
Some of them.
I'm sure we'll get to some of them before that. So
That's why I'm at the end, right?
Well, that's true.
You're not at the end, though.
Oh, well, whatever.
Yeah.
It's
Sorry.
not
usually I'm the Nick of the TV episodes, but I think
Correct.
it's you tonight.
Yeah,
It's a showdown.
right. It's the human
Show.
centipede of TV shows.
Oh, that's a movie. Come on.
You were like, I couldn't get Mike Drew bait me on this one. I had to.
Right.
I love
Sorry,
the
Mr.
fact that you
Drew.
brought up the Human Centipede. My mom, who listens
boy.
to the show, is now going to ask me, "Hey, they mentioned the show."
No.
I'll be like, "No,
It's not a show.
Yeah.
You can dodge that bullet.
Yeah.
It's not a
Right.
show.
yeah,
It's a movie
Don't
episode,
Google it.
right? Not a movie episode.
Okay. So, all right. So TV time. Let's start with, as Woody mentioned before recording, let's start with the rookie. Tony Greathouse, what do you have for us?
Okay, well, disclaimer, about 3 months ago, I bought a new iPhone. So I've been running out my free Apple TV.
Nice.
Last few weeks, I've been watching a lot of Apple TV. So the first thing I've got is Bad Monkey.
Okay.
I love that. I binged that very quickly. Vince Vaughn, Tom Petty covers, Key West. I mean, kind of like a Jimmy Buffett song to me. The whole thing was,
What's it about?
yeah, he's a detective that
In the Keys?
got thrown off.
Oh,
He got thrown out of the force in Miami, and you're off the case, kind of thing.
and they made him go to the Keys?
Yeah.
Gee, Jesus. Okay.
It's good. I enjoyed it a lot.
it's based on a book.
Yeah. So here's my one thing. So, Tony, I actually read the book.
Jesus. What's going on?
I know. So it's based upon Carl Hiaasen, and I went through like a Carl Hiaasen thing a few years ago. But Tony, to your point, loved the show. But you've got to love Vince Vaughn because it's just Vince Vaughn being Vince Vaughn.
Oh, yeah.
It is.
I completely agree.
Perfect.
And I do. But that is true. If you don't like Vince Vaughn, don't bother.
Right.
So I always talk about my wife and I actually watch a lot of television together, right? Or telly, whatever. There you go. And the one comment that she said, and it's funny because as she's British, maybe she comes to it with this. She's like, I think it was like 2 or 4 episodes too long. And I don't disagree. I think 8 would have been a good max. I felt at times there were some things that we didn't need.
So this was 10 episode total?
Yes. 10, right?
If there was only some device one could use to look this up.
Yeah.
All right, everyone, drink if that was what you had on your bingo card.
Tony, get on that new iPhone.
Right.
Oh, yeah.
But it was 10 episodes. Yeah.
There you go.
Okay.
There we go.
Is Dev Patel in this?
No.
It's not the show I thought it was. Okay.
No.
Okay.
It's not
Vince
Monkey
Vaughn,
Man, the
Kyle.
TV show.
No. Yeah. No.
Same
No.
guy. Same guy.
No. Monkey Man is the movie.
Ooh, that's what I'm thinking of.
Ooh,
Yeah.
I think Woody missed the last 2 episodes. That's what I think. Too busy watching
tell-
the next TV show in your 18 pileup.
But this was one of my 18. But Tony, what did you dig the most of it? I dug the kind of the Key West vibe of it.
Yeah.
But in the Vince Vaughn thing, I'm into. I love Vince Vaughn. I've always has. He's a weirdo, but I like it. He's from Chicago.
I was going to say that.
Yeah.
That's why you love him.
Oh.
Well, that's exactly why I like it. I mean, you're right. You have to like Vince Vaughn, and I happen to. You know, the petty covers are cool, but that's just a very small
How many petty covers are there?
one every episode at least.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Wow.
Yeah.
All right. My opinion, though, so this is one of my 18. So this is why I like doing it this way. What did you think of the villain in it?
Oh, the Queen. Do you mean the one
Eve. Eve is the
Okay,
bad.
Eve.
Yeah, but it's Meredith Hagner is her name.
Yeah, I just
What
seen her
did you-
last night on a different show.
Yeah, so did I.
I was
actually.
going to just mention that I think that's
Yeah.
coming up.
Yep. I thought she did a good job.
The thing about Carl Hyacin is you can predict everything that's going to happen to me. But still, I love all of his stuff because he did Striptease. He did, no, he's not Get Shorty. That's Elmore Leonard. But a number of the stuff that they've adapted for him, I thought have been very good. And I think, Tony, I'm with you. This is a good one.
Yeah, I read Jimmy Buffett book, Where is Joe Merchant or something like that. It kind of had that kind of vibe to me.
Yep, dig it. Yep, totally with you.
I'm a big Rob Delaney fan.
Yeah.
I thought those two were good yin and yang together.
Yep.
Because I struggled a little bit to buy Delaney as this kind of bad guy, bad investor, real estate guy. And but I think she brought it out in that couple. So
yeah,
I'll let him away with that one.
I'm glad you mentioned that because I was struggling to remember his name for some reason. Yeah, he was good in it.
Mm-hmm.
It was a great cast.
Yeah.
The monkey sucked, but the monkey could not act.
Sounds like it was bad.
So
Needed Clint Eastwood.
There you go.
Yeah. Since I'm on, this is
Okay.
this
Sorry.
is a Woody a Woody recommend.
Oh, there we go.
Do I leave it for Woody or what?
No, take it, dude, because I'm with you. Because that's the whole point of this is you bring it up, we all talk about it.
Okay. Shrinking.
Mhm.
Woody recommended Shrinking, and I watched it all except for the last episode, which hasn't aired, in like 4 days.
Oof.
I just could not stop watching. That is a great cast.
It is.
It is such a great show.
Yeah.
All right.
Now, is
it
this
is.
Harrison Ford and Jason Segel?
Mhm.
Yep. But it's fun because the bad guy from Bad Monkey, because is in the show, is in the second season.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's
that's
all Bill Lawrence did Bad Monkey. Bill Lawrence did Scrubs. Bill Lawrence does Shrinking. So you can see he also did Ted Lasso. So Tony, to you.
There's
You
a
go.
definite Ted Lasso vibe.
Yeah.
You just stepped on it. I was trying to give that to Tony.
Oh,
Come
sorry,
on.
Tony.
That's right.
Welcome to the
All right.
podcast, Tony.
Welcome to the Stepping All Over podcast.
I was about to mention that. I didn't have anything to say about that. It's a great show, and Woody knows how to pull on my heartstrings with it daddy-daughter shit, and I think he did it on purpose.
Maybe.
Conniving.
Even though, I mean, my daughter and I are not estranged in any way or have those kind of issues, it's still, y'all know how I am about
Mm-hmm.
All right,
girls.
because I literally watched the show and Maria's sitting on the couch going, "Why are you crying?" I'm like, "Why aren't you crying?"
It's Jason
Really?
Segel. Yeah.
Well, Woody and I had a text exchange at the end of the 8th episode, and I misread that it was 8 episodes. And I was like, this is like the perfect place to stop. And Woody was like, no, there's 4 more episodes left. And I thought, wait, what? And, so I've seen one since then. I haven't caught the other ones that have aired so far. But
8th on the second season?
Yeah.
What
The
was-
Last
so-
Drink, I think it's called, or something like that.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah. There's a few more after that because so we're saving some stuff for best of.
Mhm.
So I'm going to save all of my gold on this one for the best of, but this because there's themes of the 2 seasons that I don't know if you pick up on, but that's why when you guys listen to the best of, we'll talk about it then.
Mhm.
Because I think Tony and I, if we were in the same room, would just be man hugging each other, crying over why the show is so good.
And
Oh, yeah.
listeners, they're both super tall.
So sorry, I'll be hugging Tony and he'll be going, "Why are you hugging me?" But whatever,
Oh, I'm a hugger.
Oh, good. All right, cool.
I'm
And
a
I've
hugger. I
met
don't
Woody, and Woody is like, what are you, 6'5"?
6'3". I'm not
6'3". Okay. And Tony, it came out that you're 6'4".
You had your heels that day.
Yeah, I got an inch on it, maybe.
Okay.
Oh my
So-
God.
Lots of big hugs.
I wish Mutford was here because we'd just be two big bald bear huggings. So
Something for him to enjoy
Yeah.
on the show. No, on the re-listen.
Okay.
Or
Well,
with Patreon. I don't
Mom,
know
a
what-
bear is a never mind.
all I have to say to that is,
Okay.
all right. What else do you have, Tony?
Okay, what else?
Let's put it back on track.
Speaking of bears,
I have a confession to make. I am a sucker for the crap that Taylor Sheridan makes.
oh,
And I know it's bad, but it's so damn good bad. I think Taylor Sheridan's probably a douchebag. If he's anything like his character on Yellowstone, he is. But he can write some suspenseful, trashy TV. All his shows.
he doesn't make that
Yellowstone-
many, right?
Yeah.
Oh wait,
Whoops.
That's right. Sorry.
Wah, wah.
The last season of Yellowstone wasn't so good, but Tulsa King, I love Tulsa King. That was great. Landman is looking good.
It's on my list. Maybe I should be ashamed of that, but
Which
I'm
one?
curious. Landman. It's,
Go back.
I don't know. It's intriguing.
Tulsa
Kind of like
King's
Woody
on mine.
said about Vince Vaughn. If you like Billy Bob, which I do, it's very Billy Bob.
Yeah, he seems to be cranking it up to 11 on Landman from what
Yeah.
I've seen. So
I have a Billy Bob Thornton story.
uh-oh.
please.
Do it.
So the secretary at my school's son is in the remake of Bad News Bears. He plays the catcher like he was a kid.
Oh.
So they moved to California for 2 months or whatever it was to film them. And apparently he's a very nice guy, Billy Bob Thornton.
Oh, well, that's interesting.
I got about 5 episodes into Tulsa King and then just kind of gave up on it because it's very Stallone.
Yeah.
You know, but I wanted to revisit it. How far have you gotten on Tulsa King?
I finished it. Yeah.
And is it worth it?
Yeah.
So it's worth it. Okay.
It's predictable mob stuff. You know, you can see it coming a lot. I just enjoy that.
Is it like Copland, the movie Copland?
I don't know. I
Oh,
don't remember that one.
no, he's a mobster who gets basically sentenced to go to Tulsa to start a new drug ring.
Oh,
And
kind of Breaking Bad-ish almost.
yeah,
I mean,
Sentenced by,
very
like the law?
no, by like the mob.
Oh, okay.
Like he goes to prison because he didn't rat somebody out. So when he gets out of prison, they're like, right, you still did bad things, but we're not going to punish you, but we're going to punish you by sending you to Tulsa to set up a new drug ring. And so this is part of why we do this, Tony, is should we keep watching it
Mm.
Yeah.
part of this? And that's where I look to all of you guys of should I keep watching it?
Yes. But again, like I confessed, I watch this trash no matter how much, if I hate it,
You gotta keep watching.
he makes me watch it. I cannot stop watching this stuff.
Sunk
I don't
cost
consider
fallacy.
Tulsa King like that, but Yellowstone for the last few years I do. It hasn't been good. It's not good, but it's great.
But
So-
And I don't know.
Yeah.
Right. So Maria, my wife, popped in earlier. Everybody got to say hi to her again, which was nice. She watches it. And so occasionally I will pop in and she'll have it on the TV. And we were watching part of the finale the other night. The part that I guess has blown up the MAGA's heads because you've seen the finale, obviously, Tony. Yes.
Yes.
Right. So there's a thing that's just all the United States MAGA people are blowing up about. But
Oh, I can imagine.
have you watched the precursors though?
Yes. The, what is it? 1880 something?
Right. In 1883.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's nothing wrong with that at all.
Really?
Okay.
That might be the best of the lot?
Yeah.
Ooh.
23 is not bad.
And then the 1923, that's the Harrison Ford one,
Mm-hmm.
right? Okay.
It's pretty good.
What the hell
All
is he doing? Did he go broke in the last 4 minutes? Because he's on everything now.
But he's so good right now.
He is, but
Yeah.
he's 80. Why?
Who cares?
Yeah.
I want to
Maybe.
act when I'm 80.
I don't mind. He's in a movie. He's in this. He's in that. He's in Shrinking.
He,
It's like,
he
wow.
couldn't sit down. He was.
Can he not fly
He tried
anymore?
sitting down in a rocking chair for 5 minutes. Like, nope, this ain't for
Yeah.
me.
Yep.
I guess. But wow, that's just.
What I'm wondering is, I was thinking of Taylor Sheridan movies, and I like his movies, but are his movies better than his TV shows?
Give me a movie. What are his movies? I didn't know he
Hell
did
or
movies.
High Water,
Oh, love that.
Those Who Want Me Dead.
Don't know that.
Wish Me Dead. There was another one. Is it not Only the Brave?
Oh, Wind River. Did everybody
Yes.
see Wind River? That was a fantastic movie.
Again,
Yes,
not a
that's
movie,
true.
not a movie episode.
I know, but I see, that's the thing. Is like I've seen the movies, but I haven't watched one Taylor show. So is that his formula? Like, you see the Dick Wolf of like
He wrote Sicario,
crime bosses? Okay,
Ooh, Sicario.
yeah, Sicarios.
Oh,
both
Yeah.
of them.
They're both.
The second one was but the first one was brilliant.
Legend of Curly's Gold. Yeah. Thank you.
no, he's like Old West. And then there was a
It's not City Slickers, Kyle.
yeah,
No?
no.
No.
Okay.
Sorry.
Missed
But
opportunity.
then there was a whole other thing. Like he cast his girlfriend as his like in the last episode of Yellowstone or something, like one of
Yeah.
the Hadid girls. And like again, everybody like blew up about that. I'm like, who cares? It's his girlfriend. It's nepotism. It's not nepotism, but
Yeah.
Steven Spielberg cast his then wife Kate Capshaw.
I
That's how, he
know.
got it. That's how he got his wife.
Well, no,
That's true.
yeah,
You want to be in a movie?
Yeah.
A really
Right.
good movie?
right. So good.
Yeah.
So, all right, I will watch that.
So that's what I've been watching.
That's cool. Thank you.
My main question basically is, out of the Taylor Sheridan shows, is Landman the best one? Because that's the one I'm going to try.
Yes, I need one just to start with. One season of one.
I think so.
Okay.
I think I would start there. Yeah.
Okay. Sounds
Got
good.
Ellie Larder,
Yeah.
so it can't be that bad.
Oh, yeah,
Yeah.
Yay.
Where can we find this? Landman?
Paramount Plus.
Nickelodeon?
That's where I watch.
Only on Paramount Plus, right?
Well, see, but Tony, the other thing too is we have two Canadians here, so we always have to do the "where is it on in your country" thing, right?
Probably
Oh.
Brave,
And right, exactly. And then,
or it could be Paramount because we get it as well.
Paramount is available
Yeah.
here, so
Tony, another thing we like to do in this is there anything you started to watch that you bailed on because it was bad?
Any stinkers?
Apple TV. I started watching that damn newsroom show.
Really?
Oh,
Is
yeah.
that the name of it?
I didn't like it either.
What was it? Morning show.
Morning.
Yeah,
Oh,
I
morning
don't
show.
Morning show.
Oh,
Yeah. I watched that the last iPhone, and I watched the first season. That was during peak COVID, and I went back to it, and I could not watch it. And I think it's mostly because there was a lot of COVID in it, and I don't want to relive that.
oh, all right,
fun.
fair enough.
yeah.
That's when I bailed on.
Again, one of Maria's favorite shows, which again I
could
dropped
see
in
that.
enough to sit that, and the Steve Carell character.
Patrick, do we have a Maria's favorite show drop?
All right, I'll have her
Aaron
drop
Hawk.
in next time, right? Although I
Just
think we should do spouses,
That would be fun. I was thinking that too.
right? I'm just saying, throwing that as a special episode. Anyway, but cool. All right, so right, morning show, because that was the same thing. I kept dropping in, going, "Why is Reese Witherspoon's hair changing color?"
Mm.
That was my big takeaway from that because I'm
Okay.
going superficial.
At least she has the option to change the color of her hair.
Shut up! Oh, because we're all bald. Thanks, Mike.
They-
Again, not a visual medium,
Do it.
Mike.
Do it, Patrick.
Bald?
Thank you.
Right.
There is a lot of bald here.
We're cool,
There is.
Hector. It's all right.
There is.
It's something must be in the water in Massachusetts. I
Right.
guess.
Just lead. Just lead.
Rogaine.
Just lead.
We don't put fluoride. We put.
We put lead. So, Tony, do you have anything else on your list?
That was my main points.
Okay.
I have one that might pop up later as an agreement with someone else, but
Ooh.
Okay.
I think I'd just like to hear what everybody else has got to say.
Okay.
I just wanted to come out as a
I love it.
I wanted to come out as a Taylor Sheridan stan, but I hate it.
Stand on your soapbox, go to the top of a water tower, and defend Taylor.
I love it. Tony's on one episode and he's already found his niche.
Yeah.
Right.
Nice.
I'll do that.
Right.
Yes.
Right. I don't read. Tony likes Taylor Sheridan.
Wait.
Okay, got it. We don't.
Are we bragging?
But I don't. I do, but I don't.
All right. Okay. So, thank you, Tony. What do you have for us, Mike?
All right. So I was going to talk about Bad Monkey. Tony nailed it.
Okay.
I really liked it as well. And I'm not a huge Vince Vaughn guy, but I actually I appreciated it. Like his character Yancey, I thought it was him. I'm like, I've never
Mhm.
met the guy, but I'm sure that's just the way he is.
So, Mike, my one thing is I worked with a guy who went to high school with him
Okay.
and basically said, yeah, that's him.
Yeah.
So that's where I was kind of like, oh, that's why I just kind of bought into the whole thing of it's like, oh, he's just that dude, a quippy guy. Did you, by the way, sorry, side tangent. Did you see him on Hot Ones?
Yeah, he was very likable.
Right. Because
Yes.
that's just basically him. So
Nice.
anyway,
Okay.
Yeah, I did. I like Hot Ones as well, and especially when it coincided with the show being out, and my wife and I both watched it. So, yeah, I'm gonna kind of go in order from to the best of my list. So starting with the was Nobody Wants This, which was a Netflix show with Kristen Bell and Adam Brody.
Oh, yeah.
Kind of a rom-com.
That was my autoplay on Netflix. I had to shut off autoplay because of
Nothing less.
Yeah, it's fine.
Doesn't sound like it.
There's so much better rom-coms out there when you've got things like Calling from Accounts, the first season of that. Like Tony mentioned about starting the second series of The Newsroom, like I'll start the second series of this and I'll give it 1 or 2 episodes, and if I can't buy in, I'm out.
So the biggest thing I heard off of that was all of the Gen Z people falling in love with is it Adam Brody?
Mm-hmm.
And then all of the like millennials going, no, wait, he's ours.
Right.
Kind of thing.
That's an all happen.
Did everybody just hear Patrick's eye roll? Because the biggest eye roll I ever saw.
Yeah, I mean,
they were like, no, he's mine.
Just the log line for that show made me go, nope.
Yeah.
Not interested.
I think at the time we were looking for something like a half-hour show. I'm not opposed to a good rom-com, and this is not great. It's fine,
She was so good on the Good Life. Is that what
Absolutely.
Good Place.
A Good Place, yeah. That it's hard to kind of match that.
That might come up later on my list.
Oh,
okay.
Interesting.
Now that's really my only kind of one dud. The next shows, again, I'm still kind of going in order, but I actually quite like this. The English Teacher, which was
Love that show. That's on my list.
FX. I didn't love it. I really liked it. And there were episodes that I really liked. And, I find situations like this, especially if it's self-created, I almost wonder if when they're playing their character, so it's a gentleman named Brian Jordan Alvarez who wrote it and I think is the main star. I wonder if they're overacting a little bit because, it's hard to play whatever it is. I don't know if it's himself or, what have you, but I found that a little obnoxious at times. But I love the the relationships he has with the other teachers. And if you're not familiar with the show, it's like he's a gay teacher in Texas. And, obviously
hilarity ensues.
Yeah, hilarity ensues. But it's well written and it's got some really great lines and like I said, the interplay between the characters. Like there's the one gym teacher who's kind of like he's not the PC friend. He's the one who, just does something because he thinks it's right, whether it's like PC or not. And sometimes that kind of pays off and sometimes it doesn't. And, it's interesting. So it's not a bad series. Again, if you're looking for kind of a half-hour sitcom, I think you'll enjoy it.
Where is it?
Do you want to say anything there? It's on FX or
Hulu. Yeah, Hulu or FX.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So again, I had this on my list. This was one of those where Hulu just was bombarding me with it. So I'm like, fine, I'll watch it. It's 8 episodes. I really thought it was fantastic because the first episode is about a gay teacher. The lead character who gets
he's gay in all 8 episodes. Just ahead.
Oh, sorry.
You
Yeah,
ruined
forgot
it.
about that.
Come on.
Damn it. Sorry. But the first episode is one of the parents in the town wants to file a grievance against him because he kisses his boyfriend, who was the old gym teacher, I think. Right, Mike?
I believe so, yeah.
I think so.
Used to work at the school.
We used to work at the school, and so there was that. The second episode, or whatever, one of the episodes is about drag queens. One of the episodes is about school shootings. It's the topics in the show are very relevant to what's going on, and the spin that they put on them, I really enjoyed the way that they did it in a funny way in a half hour. Yes, it's a bit amplified.
Are those students, like the students who are in high school now, what are they? Are they millennials? Are they Gen? I don't know what.
No, they're Gen.
category.
I think it's called Gen Alpha.
Okay, so Gen Alpha.
Gen Z are high schoolers now. The
Are
kids
they?
born from 2020 on are Gen Alpha.
Okay.
The conversations he has with these kids are priceless.
Right.
And they are written so well that I hear these things daily in my school.
You're exactly who I thought of during this show.
Yeah. And it's just so funny because I was just like, oh my.
Mr.
like,
Drew, this is making me feel anxious.
Yeah. And you just, I mean, I work in a very different situation because I'm in a special needs class, but I hear it through our other students and and sometimes it's obviously, we're worried and we're concerned. And then sometimes if it's a certain student, you might be like,
Forget it.
Did you guys watch AP Bio?
Yes, that's on my list.
If you liked AP Bio, you're going to like this show.
Okay.
Because it's very much, although the stuff that Mike was just talking about with the teacher talking to a group of students, it's like an after-school program. Or no, it's the reading club.
Oh,
that I think.
Well, yeah, but he
to.
also has it in class.
Okay,
like when they're in his class.
Oh, right, and then when the parent comes in and audits it, it might be on my best list this year.
I can see it.
I really enjoyed it.
Nice. Okay, music documentary. I'll move on real quick. I won't say a lot about this, but obviously the Canadian band, the Tragically Hip. Yes. I've stated before, I'm not a huge fan, but Amazon did a 4-part series.
Sorry, John Mutford.
Yeah, called No Dress Rehearsal. And this has made me respect them even more. I mean, I always respected them. They were so important to Canada. I don't think people outside of Canada understand like how important this band is to us.
We don't.
Even more so than Rush or, Bryan Adams or whoever.
That's true.
They are, and maybe it's just, Patrick and my and John Mutford's age, but it was unavoidable, especially in the 90s. It was like a couple album run, and they are still revered, and especially with the passing of Gord. But if you're a music guy or girl or, whatever.
Just say
person.
How about
if
him?
you are, and you know the Hip, you'll appreciate this. And if you don't know the Hip, I think it's a very good introduction. And especially if you're like a music geek documentary kind of person like myself.
I'll speak to that.
That's me.
Hey, Hector, after you watched this documentary, how many albums did you buy?
Okay, so yeah, I watched it, and I had already had maybe one album, but I had streamed all the rest of them when I had a streaming account at the time. But after that doc, I now own every Tragically Hip album.
Mhm.
I had to. Now, I had gone through the discography in 2022, and I loved them then. But when you're doing an album a day, it's fleeting. It goes from one ear and out the other. So I couldn't remember the songs after I'd heard them. But watching the documentary and putting context into it. Now, I have no history with the band. So this is a perfect example where I was just awestruck at just how much dedication they had, how much loyalty they had. It feels like a family. And I love the fact that it doesn't travel too far. I mean, they really try to keep everything centered on their hometown and the people there because that's their roots.
What is their hometown?
It's Kingston. So you would have drove through it. So Kyle came to visit a couple years ago. You would have drove by it.
And Mike Drew lives in Oshawa, just because not everyone knows where Mike Drew lives.
So I live in Oshawa, which is about an hour east of Toronto, and about another hour and a half east of Toronto is Kingston. So like on the way to
Big Apple, yeah.
Yeah. Well, that's about halfway.
Yeah.
So, and that's you can Google that, folks. But Kingston's an amazing city. It's a university town. Queen's University is there, but it is so much fun, and it's like a quaint little city, but it's old. It's got a lot of history in Canada. And Hector, you're so right. I mean, Kingston is one of the members of the band. Really,
there was a part in the documentary where he says he got his first drums at a Daddy's Junkie Music in Massachusetts. That was also where I got my first saxophone at that very same store.
Oh, that's cool.
Wow.
So it was really cool that they brought that there. But yeah,
because he went to MIT.
Yeah, so they was going to MIT.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Nice.
Sorry, you mentioned, Mike, how important that band is to Canada. What I remember, and I mentioned that with Karen Landry on my interview with her, way back when. Instead of the closing ceremonies of the 2016 Summer Olympics in Rio, I don't know if you remember, Mike, on CBC, they showed the last concert instead.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Oh, that's funny.
Yeah.
That's how big it was.
That's how big it was. Wow.
Yeah.
And the Olympians the Canadians were in the Olympic Village watching it because they would cut the scenes of them watching the concert that was being.
Was it live?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah.
It was Memorex.
Okay. I thought that was weird that they cut it for a taped. It was 4 days before that.
It was fantastic. And that show, I mean, isn't probably their greatest show because Gord is you can tell he's suffering, but still, but it's amazing.
The hype of the audience,
unbelievable.
And I didn't realize that was 2016.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Wow, I thought he actually passed a lot more recent. Yeah, that's wow.
A year after that, maybe. I think. I don't know.
It's so sad that America did not give them their propers at all. Like, we never got anything.
But that's the thing is, like, in Chicago, we have a radio station that's WXRT. They play them all the time. So in like the early 90s, so I moved to Chicago in 90, and the whole early 90s, like Blowin' High Dough and a bunch of that stuff, I knew all of it. So I'm like, oh, they're great. But
I'm jealous.
But when I watched the documentary, they weren't that big. So it was kind of a weird thing where I'm like, oh, I thought they were huge.
I remember going to a restaurant in Buffalo, because obviously Buffalo being a border town and getting all the Canadian media just like we got theirs. There's a Tragically Hip song called The Wheat Kings.
Oh, I love that song.
And we were at a restaurant in Buffalo, and it was like an acoustic duo, and they broke into Wheat Kings, and I was like, am I still in Canada? Like, this is, it's a little strange, but I mean, I think they could go over to the Odd, the Odd in Buffalo or whatever it's called now. HSBC arena. And they could play there just like they were playing Maple Leaf Gardens. And
He died in October 2017.
There you go.
And I love the Wheat King things because they got sued for the loon sound at the beginning.
Right.
Yeah. And then
I love that story of just like, I'll just take this rando thing, and it's like
Dan Gibson.
Look at that. You know that.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, listen, I used to work at HMV, which was, the big record chain. And people would come in all the time going, hey, I'm looking for, nature sounds. And we had I think they were called Solitudes, and we had a whole section. And
the whole loon section. Yeah.
Yeah. A whole loon section, whole caribou, you name it.
Yeah.
The loony bin.
Oh, nice.
Okay. Next show. Moving on. Somebody Somewhere. This was so the third series is on right now. I haven't started it, but we got through the first two. It's about a lady who goes, it's on Max.
Oh.
It's on Crave up here. And this is one of those, Tony, I feel like this would be right up your alley. Hit you right in the feels. It's just about some old friends kind of rediscovering because, one's returned and she's lost her sister, and that's why she's coming back. And it was funny because I wasn't familiar with any of the actors, but her dad is Mike Haggerty, who played Mr. Krieger. Was it Krieger on Friends? Like he was the super of the building.
Oh yeah.
The main actress is Bridget Everett, and it's like her dad, but in real life, I think he passes at some point, so he's not in the second season. Like you hear from him in letter form, and it's very heartwarming. And I'm looking forward to the third season. I just haven't had time to get to it.
So 3 seasons, because I watched the first 3 episodes.
Right.
Like where it ends at like a karaoke bar thing, and I just kind of gave up on it. I think we may have talked about it. You all remember when I talked about it in an early episode.
Oh yeah, everywhere.
Previously.
I love those kind of character studied, slow development, but the friendships between all these people, and she comes home and she makes new friends through her old high school acquaintance, and I really like it. We're getting to the shows that I want to recommend quite a bit. Now this one, I know that a good friend of mine who's currently sitting in this room is going to be on the opposite side of this, but I am on season 2 and I really like it. And this is the show Loudermilk. And
yeah.
Here we go.
So I understand why Kyle doesn't like it. Okay. I get it. He's kind of this 90s hipper than thou music critic who lives in Seattle. Go figure.
Check.
Killed all the music that we love.
Of course.
Yeah. So it's about a guy, Ron Livingston, who plays like a recovering addict, and he leads this group, like an AA group of total misfits. His roommate is also his sponsor, which is Will Sasso's character. And I'm sorry, but I'm in season 2 and I love it. It's not fall down funny.
No.
But again, it's kind of heartwarming because this guy is so rough around the edges, but you can't help but, root for him because he's just, so many adversities, and he's just, and most of those oh my gosh. It's been a long week, guys. I'm sorry. I always say I have an excuse. Most of those challenges, see what I did there, that he faces are his own. So you're like, oh, come on, dude. But you want him to do well. And I really like that show. Again, kind of a half-hour one. And actually, I will tell you this: most of it's shot in Vancouver. So if that makes you feel any better,
Ooh.
because just like was it the Night Agent that we said that there was a Canada Post
Yes.
van that went by?
Yes.
It happens in this as well.
Okay, because I rewatched The Night Agent like maybe a couple of months ago,
Mhm.
and when they were downtown,
Yes.
they went at some cafe,
Yeah.
and then I noticed the Canada Post truck,
Yeah.
and I don't know how I did not notice it the first time because
So weird.
it's right there.
Well, so one of the other characters works in this office building, and when they come out of it, there's a Bell, and Bell is like Verizon or AT&T up here.
Yeah.
It's right on the corner in the background. You're like, yeah, this can't be.
Wow.
Yeah.
Jesus.
Here's the question: is Vancouver basically just their city is either New York City and Chicago, and then their towns just look like the Pacific Northwest? Like they they always film everything there, and I often wonder if they purposely designed Vancouver to look like every city and town in the country in the United States to match that for every.
Just generic enough.
Yeah,
just,
you know.
Yeah.
Probably over years, I've built it up to like, oh, you know what we need? A small Statue of Liberty or a bridge or something.
Patrick, have you ever been? I've never been to Vancouver.
No, not same.
I was
know
in
one guy
Vancouver
has
this
been.
year.
Yeah.
Oh,
Right. So what did you think?
I don't know. I didn't hear the first part. Everybody, I stepped away, but you didn't set me up very well.
is Vancouver like designed to look like every major city or a small town?
No, it's actually, it was kind of weirdly laid out. So I'm sorry, I missed everybody. I went to the bathroom and now they're like calling me out because I went to the bathroom.
He went to eat salad. Don't let
I
him
went to eat
do that.
salad,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah. Is that what we're calling it now?
Not a
Let it down
euphemism.
your throat.
Come on, stop, Kyle. But that I was disappointed when we were in Vancouver. We didn't run into any production crews.
That's what I was thinking.
Right.
I was gonna say even here in Worcester, they're shutting down things left and right just for some movie.
Yeah, Vancouver, I think maybe just kind of generic enough that, and you'll notice there's I've talked about how Reacher, some of that was shot in my hometown.
Mhm.
There's another show that's on, which I haven't seen yet on Prime called Cross.
Yeah.
And some of that is shot in
Alex Cross.
Cross, yeah. So some of that is shot in Oshawa as well. But when they have those tight shots and you can just tell there's a building in the background or a store or a office building or something,
Right.
it
Yeah,
kind of looks like
Tucson,
anywhere. Yeah. All right. I'm rounding up here. So next show. Now I'm going to preface this by saying this is not a great show,
Oh boy.
but did I like it? Yes. Is it entertaining? Hell yes.
Taylor Sheridan.
Should I recommend it?
I was going to say that.
No.
Yep.
Okay, so there's a 6-part series. It's a British series. It's called Night Sleeper. It's about a train that goes from Scotland down to London. It gets hijacked on the way, and
Hilarity ensues.
How do you hijack a train?
well,
You can take a train somewhere.
So I lost count. I should have kept a tally of that would never happen. Count,
boy.
right? Like that couldn't happen. That would never happen. But it's so much fun. It's stupidly fun. Some of the actors are great. I'm actually going to talk about. So the main character's an Irish actress named Alexandra Roach. She's going to come up in my next selection as well.
Is she playing Scottish?
Nope.
Okay.
Nope. She's Irish in it.
Okay.
I say that she's Irish in it. Or is she English? Oh my God, I can't even remember.
Totally
No,
weird
she's
when that
Welsh. She's Welsh.
oh my
I'm
God,
sorry,
your mom's
she's Welsh.
just exploded.
It totally did. So did my wife's. Good Lord. Sorry, she's Welsh. And again, long week. And so anyway, she plays like the head of the terrorist cyber committee.
A lady?
And it's about them trying to stop the train and not to die. It is stupidly fun. And if you're looking for one of those things where things blow up and, but the one thing I will say is, so there's a politician on board, right? And obviously it's the MP of transportation. And then it becomes, is it this person, whatever, right?
Obviously, the MP of transportation.
Of course. This politician, if all politicians are half this stupid, we are in trouble, right?
Right.
And I know they are, like we all
I have
they are.
bad news for you.
Yeah. And that's super annoying because you're just like, really?
Yeah.
But it is what it is. Now, this actress was in, so I didn't record it in the movie. I'm not a big movie person. I've said that before. But in the last movie episode, which I'm actually about halfway through of you guys right now, there was one movie. Now, I'm going to say that it fits here too, because it's actually a movie made by the BBC. So it was shown on TV over there.
Ugh.
And the movie is called, and the show or movie is called Men Up. And I don't know if you've heard of this. It's actually from last year. It's from 2023. And it's based on a true story of the Viagra trials that were done in the 90s in Wales.
Wow.
So,
Okay.
So
Pfizer,
That old
people
story?
were not put on trial for taking
No.
Viagra, right?
no, like the testing. So in Swansea in 1984, Pfizer did test. It's Pfizer, right? Pfizer did testing of
Not Pfizer.
No, Pfizer. They did, and some people some magas just heard the word Pfizer and went, I gotta turn this off. Sorry, Tony, I went directly to your accent.
Wow. That wasn't really. That was
Yellowstone.
more of a Kyle.
There you
than
go.
a
It was,
Tony, just so you
it
know.
was what's halfway
Wait.
between Massachusetts and Alabama.
Virginia.
There you go.
Yeah.
So it's based on true story. Obviously, it's they've added extra dramatic elements, but it's about these. I think there's 5 men who take part in this trial. One's wife, which is this Alexandra Roach, has had breast cancer, and she thinks that the problem is her. There's a gay gentleman who, with his partner, and there's been issues for years. It's all these different characters who come in because they're looking
For boners, yeah.
It's really mind blowing because you don't realize what it was like back then. We're all bombarded with ED advertisements now, right? How many podcasts do we listen to where there's an ad for, hey, it's discreet and call it whatever,
See,
but
Patrick,
honestly,
this is where you throw it to commercial.
yeah.
Yeah, I will never
For
have
him.
ad on this podcast of any
No.
That'd
product
be great.
whatsoever.
But this
Don't
movie
worry.
is they're so delicate in the way they handle it, but it's comical, it's dramatic, it's
Delicate
endearing,
boners.
and it's
Sorry,
So
Kyle.
this movie is about getting a boner, and in 1994, kind of the shame that not being able to, brought, and it's actually very beautiful. This movie, and it's one of those movies that I would have never thought it would be like this, but it's fantastic, and all the performances are brilliant, and it's almost like one of those movies that I feel like if it had a bigger run, say like a Full Monty or something, it would be one of those movies that people go, oh yeah,
And it looks to be on Paramount Plus down here.
okay,
Okay.
there you go.
Stars Ramsey from Game of Thrones.
We are not talking about Night Sleeper anymore. Just
No,
to
we're not
make
talking about
that
this. Is
clear.
Men Up.
Talking about the
Men
boner
Up.
movie.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Yeah. Night boners.
Nice.
Men Up.
Men
Yeah.
Up.
Okay, very well done,
So all the actors rose to the occasion.
Yeah, there you go.
Tony,
Yeah.
making his spot right
Yeah.
here.
Salute the flag.
No,
That's
absolutely.
fun.
It's fantastic. I'm a big heartwarming guy. I don't, whatever. I've talked about
Right.
that before. All right, my 2 favorite shows. I'm gonna say they're tied, and I'm gonna go with this one first because we talked about Kristen Bell being in The Good Place, and I don't know if you're gonna have this, Woody. I feel like you might. A Man on the Inside. Yeah, he's nodding.
Speaking of Viagra.
Listen,
Sorry.
Ted Danson, I don't care how he is the epitome of cool. I love this show. I love everything about it.
He's Sam Malone for life.
Yeah, but he's suave and it's so sweet. It's one of those ones they handle, the theme of aging and loneliness and dementia and all these things. And they do it with this kind of comic twist where it's like, we're on your side. And it is so good.
How have he and Harrison Ford not done a show together?
It's coming. Don't worry.
Apple, Netflix.
He's another
Right.
They don't
Apple,
like
are you
each other.
listening?
Yeah, this is it. Woody, I'm sorry. I don't know. Did you want to jump in here?
Yeah, this is on my top 10 list this year. This show was so good. First of all, so the guys who wrote The Good Place, Mike Schur, did this. But personally, so for those of you who don't know, my father passed away this year, and he was suffering from dementia. And the way they dealt with the mental part of that is a sub theme in this show, but it's funny as hell
Mm-hmm.
because it's all about they're trying to figure out somebody stole a woman's necklace. So they have to, a private investigator has to hire somebody who can go into a retirement home and help investigate this. And this guy's a retired engineering professor.
And he gets the job because he sees it in a classified ad in the newspaper, obviously, not online.
Right.
He gets the job because he can take a picture and text it to the woman who's interviewing him. And she's like,
That was
okay, you
great.
know what you're doing.
Right.
The other
Yeah.
people couldn't.
That whole thing is just brilliant. And
Yeah.
watch the show.
Yeah.
So,
It's on my
Tony,
list.
that's a show
Yeah.
you should watch because of the father-daughter dynamic in this
Oh my
thing.
Oh boy,
Yeah.
Is so good.
because he hasn't cried enough this month.
Where is this one at?
It's on Netflix.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, right.
And I'm going to give you another daddy-daughter show here in a
Oh boy,
second.
here we go.
And this is
Grab
these
your
two are my
box of
tide.
Kleenex.
These two are my tide. So I was looking. We wanted to find another kind of half-hour comedy. I always like to have one up my sleeve, just because I don't always feel like sitting for an hour to watch
Or waiting 3 hours for a boner. Yeah.
a drama or an action or something. So I was looking for something, and we found a show called Unprisoned. And if you don't know it, it was on Hulu. I don't know what it was on up here, probably Crave, because they tend to kind of coincide. And it's about a woman who is kind of like a therapist, a couples therapist, and she's basically a big part of her career is being online. So she's sharing all her information all the time. She's a single mom. Her son is this super great kid who's like a teenager in high school, and her dad gets out of prison. And the whole story is about how he readjusts back to society because he's been in prison for however long, which obviously means that he's missed a big part of her life. And it's about getting that relationship back together and all the struggles and the adversity he faces, like trying to, live a straight life now. And it is so sweet.
Who are the stars in this?
Kerry Washington is the main character. She's the therapist.
Yeah.
Her dad is Delroy Lindo.
I'm looking at the IMDb of it right now. I'm like, why have I not heard of this?
It is so sweet. And I will say the second season is even better than the first because it is, honestly, because of the way we watched it, because they'd already aired, it was just linear. There wasn't a pause. And then I had to, not the waiting part, but just the pause of like, oh, I wonder where the characters are now. It literally just continues on. It's brilliant. But my favorite part of this show is that because she's a therapist or what have you, she always kind of reverts back to being a little girl because of all the trauma that she went through with her dad being in prison and stuff. And there's this little girl, I say little girl, she's probably 10 or 12 or something. And so the character's name is Paige. And then there's this like child version of Paige that will come up, and they're always wearing the exact same clothes. They're always wearing like the same hairstyle. And the little girl just gives like straight advice to the grown-up version, and it is so brilliantly written. And you're just like, because I'll be honest, the main character I found a little like she's not my favorite character on the show, but the mini-me version of her, who just tells her straight, like, this is why you're feeling like this, is fantastic. And Tony, buy some stock in Kleenex because you're going to need it. Because that and A Man on the Inside, like two daddy-daughter shows, and I don't have a daughter, but if I did, I can totally see where you would come from for this. So, yeah, Unprisoned and A Man on the Inside were my two top shows, and they'll be on their best of too.
And this is why I love this, why we do this, is because I had no idea what that was. So,
yeah, it's sweet.
Nice. Well, thank you, Mike.
Sorry, I just took up half your.
No,
you
that's
lost
okay.
half your audience about 20 minutes ago.
That's
I apologize.
all right.
I know one lady who's sticking in there.
Hi, Mom.
There we go.
Okay, so thank you, Mike. Kyle, what do you have for us?
All right. A Man on the Inside. That was on my list, actually. Not first, but it's on my list. I liked it a lot. We gunned it in one night. It was quick.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Wow.
It was only
It's doable, though. It's doable.
8 episodes,
Yeah.
maybe.
It's 4 hours.
Yeah, and you shouldn't be watching that much TV, but still, I didn't like it as much as you guys did. There were some parts and I liked the show. I thought it was really good.
So
I did.
you have no heart. That's good.
No, I hated the dementia part. Hated it. No, that part was all touching, and the daughter stuff, of course. The mystery of it. That part was a little
Goofy.
This bordered on kind of almost a little too saccharine, like a little Hallmarky at some points, and then it bordered on a commercial for old folks' homes, and it just felt like, I don't know. There are just some parts that were just a little too. I wanted more out of the show because it seemed like it had so much potential. The best joke in the show was when the guy was playing when they're talking about the if you can text a picture to me. I'm just playing on my calculator.
Yeah.
He's an old guy. That was great. Great jokes. But some parts to me were just a little too missing the point on that. So yeah, that was my first one, but good show. Easy. That was the best part too. Second one, MacGyver. My TV starts up. We go to Samsung TV right away. And I have all the old TV shows on here. Like I said, we've watched Highway to Heaven, which is awful. And
I don't want to revisit that one.
Yeah,
we did Little House on the Prairie, and my sister, my daughter asked, "What else was he in?" I'm like, "He was in Highway to Heaven." I used to watch that when I was young. Can we watch it? I'm like, I don't think we should. let's just pretend that it was good, and we'll go with that.
Yeah, it's weird. I never saw it when I was younger, but boy, I see why. Yeah. MacGyver. After Happy Days stopped, like in '85, I think, Henry Winkler went on to produce MacGyver, which started in '85. That was his next project for like 7 years.
I didn't know that.
No, it was weird.
Wow.
And it's not as good as I liked it. I used to love the show when I was younger. I still like the show. Still watching it every day, apparently. But it's not every episode is not great. Some are clunky. It's an hour long, every one. It's like, whoa.
That was was that ABC or NBC? It was like on a block with like a whole bunch of shows. I remember watching it, and Hunter, and there was just like a bunch of shows. Like
Hunter was CBS, I can tell you that.
I think it was ABC.
So then I remember having to flip channels, but it just felt like that hour, like during the like the 9 to 10 block, it was like
Monday night,
serious, you know.
Yeah, it was the Dick Wolf hour.
ABC.
Yeah,
ABC. Okay,
from 85 to 92.
Yeah, those 85 ones are really 85, and the 92 ones are really 92. They really lay into cultural stuff at certain times. Not everyone, mind you, but so MacGyver's my first one. Second one is a Netflix stand-up special. Mm-hmm. Keith Robinson. He is a comedian out of New York, I think. Mm-hmm. He's been around for a long time. Same as Jim Gaffigan, Nate Bargatze, 20 years plus. And at some point, he had a stroke. And it wasn't a serious stroke, but it was a stroke, mind you. So he went after a while. He had a second stroke, and that one was much more serious. Crippled him on one side. I think his speech is a little slurred. And he went out and made a special after that called Different Strokes. And that's the best title ever. And he does it while he has all the paralysis on his body, and he's telling jokes. And they're good jokes. He makes a joke about the strokes the whole time. It's hilarious. It's a good special. But really, the title is perfect. Just perfect. Lots of stroke jokes here today, apparently.
Is the Gooch on the show?
I don't think so. But he should be. Even Willis is not even on it.
Oh.
No, I know. All right, next up, we talked. AP Bio. We've talked about this before, right?
Yeah, we have.
A few minutes ago.
Yeah.
No.
But on previous episodes.
Okay.
Yeah, previous episodes we did, because that was when I discovered.
Ago. Yeah. And it's great. I mean, it's on, was it on right now? It's on Netflix now. They finally got that there.
It's Peacock.
Yeah, it's both, I think. Yeah.
Okay.
We watched it on both. Either one. It's on Crave in Canada. And it's so good. It's 4 seasons, I think. It went 3 or 2 on network, and then I got bumped to Peacock, and Peacock got the last year. And you can tell because they push it a little too far. It's supposed to be edgy in that last one. Still great, though. Patton Oswalt, Glenn Howerton.
Right, but Glenn Howerton from It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia. Yes. He was a Harvard professor who gets ousted, and he has to go back and teach high school.
It's Welcome Back, Kotter for the new kids.
Yeah, with smart kids.
Patton Oswalt is the principal, right?
Yes.
Yeah, you recommended this to me a long time ago, and I watched the first episode, and I liked it, but I, some reason, got off track and never went back to it.
It's probably a little bit of a acquired taste, but it's good. It's funny. Very funny.
I love it. It's really fun.
Another half hour, quick one. Good stuff. And it's only 4 seasons. Yeah. Okay. Last thing is a YouTube special? No.
Is
YouTube
it Marbles?
Show.
Is it Marbles again?
It is not. But I'll go back to that. I hope that's the year up.
You just lost half your listeners, Patrick. It's like, I wanted more marbles.
I want more marbles.
But this is almost up there. And actually, we're going to be stepping on Woody's kind of territory in this one. This is 4 Levels Epicurious. Epicurious is a magazine, I think.
Yeah, it is.
And probably a media channel and all that. But they make YouTube videos. And 4 levels is, which is dumb because there's only 3. The 3 chefs make the same dish, and they go through how they make each dish. It's a lot of quick cuts. It's a lot of doubling up on ingredients and techniques. But they have a level 1 chef who hardly knows what they're doing. A level 2 chef, which is like a home chef that, kind of made the stuff before, and then a pro at level 3. And it's awesome. It's so good because the characters on this thing are amazing. And there's a good character for each level at least. And the best one's Steven. So he's a level 1 chef. He does not belong on the show because he does not know how to cook.
Sounds like that SNL sketch where they do the competition.
There's more than one episode where he cuts himself, and you see Band-Aids on his fingers during the show. But he's hilarious. He's a funny guy. And then there's the level 2 chef, Lorenzo.
Is he a mushroom?
No, but he is a funny guy who laughs like Krusty the Clown. And he's hilarious.
Okay.
And then Saul, level 3, he's a guy, I think he's from, I want to say Mexico, but it could be Venezuela or something else. And he's hilarious. He's got a thick accent, but he's just so funny. And he knows what he's doing because he's level 3. He's been cooking for 30 years. But each level has a great character, at least one. There's tons more too. And there's some that are stinkers that are like, eh.
So on YouTube, right?
Yes, YouTube, 4 levels Epicurious. If you have to look up Epicurious Steven, and that will make you smile the whole rest of the day.
All right. I know what I'm doing tomorrow.
There you go.
I was going to say, I have a question for Woody. Does watching cooking shows infuriate you or excite you?
They inspire me.
Okay.
So that's why, right. So follow me on @TheWoodenChef on Instagram.
I said I wouldn't have ads on this podcast.
When the time is right.
Yeah.
Right.
I could watch somebody chop an onion for like 30 minutes.
That's what YouTube's for. That's what TikTok's for.
Yeah.
Right. That's Tony's AMSR right there.
Yeah.
Well, have you guys seen on YouTube that Uncle Roger?
No.
The Asian gentleman who makes egg fried rice and just watches other people make egg. So there's like a bunch of episodes where he just watches other people make it. He's a comedian, but he has the character named Uncle Roger.
Huh.
It's worth seeing, and like he dissects like Gordon Ramsay doing it and Nigella Lawson doing it and all these, and it's hilarious. So he's very funny.
All right, add it to the list.
Yeah. I have seen Yan Kan Cook debone a chicken in 13 seconds, probably 100 times.
Whoa.
Because you watched cooking shows in the 80s, right?
Oh, yeah.
The 90s?
That's what I mean. It's like, that's why that sticks. Like Julia Child. And what was the gentleman that had the beard that was on after Julia
Jeff
Child?
Smith, not the Galloping Gourmet.
Galloping Gourmet, that's what I was going to
The French? Was it the French? No.
No, the one that got in trouble for doing kids.
Oh, easy. Edit that part out.
Okay.
Allegedly.
Well, what's his name?
No, that was the Galloping
chef.
Gourmet. That was
No, I'm not thinking
he was cool.
No?
No, I'm thinking.
It was on PBS. I watched it a lot.
Yep. It was on after Julia Child.
Yeah.
Tall, lanky fellow, beard,
Yep.
bald.
Yeah, a little creepy.
Wow, this
when
is
you
the best
think
part of
about
the podcast, boys.
Yeah. Someone
describe
at
it,
PBS is screaming in.
If only we had a way to look this up.
Yeah,
No,
No, I don't want that in my browser history. Sorry.
Have you ever watched somebody bone a chicken?
Right. Oh! Easy.
Yeah, Jeff Smith,
Hey!
the boning chef.
Because that's what we do down here.
That's on Man Up.
Oh.
Yeah.
Let me take you back to Wales, 1994.
All right. Okay, so Kyle, do you have anything else?
I had Virgin River on Netflix, but that's just the new season that's come out. It's a sappy show.
Guess where it's shot?
Oshawa?
British Columbia.
It's hallmarky, but it's good. So if you want to not cry and just laugh and a little bit of mystery in there, sure.
I watched the first season, and then I was like, I'm out.
It's very much of that. If you don't like it, you're not going to like it. But if you like that kind of stuff, it's great. The end.
All right. So, okay. Thank you, Kyle. Woody, what about you? Oh, shit.
Right.
I just remember, sorry. I just realized that I completely forgot to use these.
Record button.
Oh, yeah. That was your job, Kyle. You're supposed to remind him.
Damn it.
Right.
Sorry.
Yeah. Okay, yeah. So, sorry. Woody, go ahead. And someone else look up whoever the bearded guy was.
Goodness. Yeah.
How do I search for this?
Now it's in my mind and I have to, and I want to focus on hosting. So,
All right. So I'm going to throw some.
Frugal Gourmet. Sorry.
Oh, Frugal Gourmet.
Yes.
Was it that might
That.
Did we?
No.
Yes.
I don't think
Not the
so.
Galloping
That's
Gourmet?
the galloping.
Oh, Galloping Gourmet. Oh,
Yeah.
right. He wasn't on a horse. Sorry.
No. And it's not the anal retentive chef, Gene.
Oh.
Hello, this is Gene.
Hello.
I forgot about that.
Yeah,
All right,
Frugal
so I'm
Gourmet. Yes, that's it. Sorry
Okay.
to put a.
Go ahead.
Put a
I was waiting for the clean break, the clean edit break for Ian.
Yes.
Yeah, Patrick
All
put
right.
the bumper.
Ba, ba, ba,
Ba-
ba.
ba-
All right.
Oh, hey, welcome back to.
Welcome back.
All right, so I'm going to jump through some of the not for season stuff that I've been watching that has been so Shoresy
Mhm.
on Hulu, season 3, super fun, loved it. Only Murders in the Building, season 4, super fun, loved it.
Cool.
What We Do in the Shadows, season 6, finale, super fun, 3 different endings.
Series finale?
Series finale. Actually, for a series finale, they wrapped it up really well.
Like Clue.
Correct.
Woody, can I ask you a question?
Please.
I haven't seen season 3 of Shoresy. As good as 1 and 2 or not?
Yes.
Really?
No, it's good. It's solid. I mean, same writers. They're doing a fantastic job. Really loved
Okay.
it.
I liked it a lot better than Letterkenny.
I'm still a Letterkenny guy, but Shoresy gets my fix because I don't know what the hell else they're going to do.
And did you not think Only Fools, Only Murders, Only Fools and Horses?
Only fans?
Only Murders. Did you not think the new season was a little long?
No.
Okay. I did.
I like-
Again, I thought it was 4 episodes too long.
No, when I love a show, I don't care if it's too long. I know.
I love the way it started. I love the first 3-4 episodes, and then I was just kind of like, okay, kind of knew where it was going.
I don't know. Anything that will bring me joy every week, I don't care.
Right.
Hey, Woody,
Because they
Fair
do.
enough.
They release it every week.
Yeah.
Yes, Kyle.
I've never seen What They Do in the Shadows. Is the whole thing good all the way through?
Good enough.
Yeah,
Oh, well, that doesn't say much.
Well, no.
it's like The Office with vampires.
Right.
Oh,
It is. It's The Office with vampires. It literally is. And they actually kind of call that out in the finale.
ooh, I like that. Okay, cool. Thank you.
So yes, I do. And,
Like,
and it's got
how do they do that? Like, hey, this is like The Office with vampires.
pretty much. I mean, that's the final episode.
Wow. Okay.
It's kind of cool that they do it that way because one of the characters is like, wait, what? And I'm just leave it to you. So Michael's
Wait.
like,
That's what she said. That kind of thing. Like,
Yes.
it's like, hey,
I
I
know
know
what
that
She
reference.
said.
yeah, kind of.
It's only fans in the building.
Right. And then season 2 of Lord of the Rings, Rings of Power. I know. Sorry, Patrick.
Sorry.
Because literally in the show, they go, if you get all of these rings, you will be Lord of the Rings.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
And then when you get them all, you will have the Rings of Power. However, it's shot so beautifully. And if you like elves killing orcs, killing whatever, I know.
Ooh, we're back.
But if you like the shit, you like the shit.
You know
Yeah,
when you
yeah.
used to bump DVDs in your Netflix queue, that show has been bumped so many times on my queue. And I'm like, oh, I'll just watch this one instead. Oh, so it's in the back of the line for, I don't know, 15 weeks now.
You have a sore spot for that show.
In a good way or a...
Well, Amazon was going to possibly create a series of the Dark Tower, Stephen King's Dark Tower,
Hmm?
and they bumped it to do this, and they
Oh.
shot a pilot and everything, and they decided to go that way. And so I hate it without even seeing it because I'm a Dark Tower junkie. So
The Dark Tower movie was so bad I wanted to show, and then I heard that show got bumped. I was equally sad.
yeah, that movie
Hmm.
it did suck.
It was awful.
Anyway, sorry.
No, this is what we do.
In the Shadows.
Right. In the shadows. All right. So I'm the anime guy.
Mm-hmm.
So for your anime fans that are tuning in, so there's a show called Solo. I know. Thank you, Hector.
Fast forward.
Those still listening?
No, they fast forward to this part of the
I
segment.
know. Exactly. So there's a show called Solo Leveling on Crunchyroll. None of you have watched this.
Nope.
I know.
Okay.
So it's all about I'm a big Dungeons and Dragons guy. I've been playing Dungeons and Dragons since the 80s. So old school. I love the whole you come in with a character and a score. So the whole thing, the story is about at one point in time, something changes in the world and a bunch of people are born as what are called hunters. And there's 7 levels of them. And one of the main characters, the lowest level, and they call him the worst hunter ever. But he figures out finally that by battling, his level goes up, but nobody knows it. So by the end of the show, he is the baddest ass person in the entire thing, but nobody knows it. Nobody respects him. So it's super fun. Watch that one.
Question. Sorry, let me put my hand up. This anime style, is it super anime-y, or is it more like that Nordic show that you told us about before? Is it more kind of stylized?
No, it's probably more in line with like Attack on Titan before they changed over to the new animators, which none of you guys know.
I know Attack on Titan.
More like Masters of the Universe or G.I. Joe? G.I. Joe.
Wow. No. No, it's more classic anime, like the anime stuff that's out right now.
Gotcha.
That type of thing. But it's really good.
What about the tone? Is it like a funny, smart-ass E or more dramatic or?
No, bunch of blood and guts.
Oh, okay.
But still, there's humor in it, but I like it. All right. Another one on Prime called Secret Level.
Oh, you took one from me.
Got it. Damn it. I love this. This is kind of like punching those things. So I'll save my comments until you go up. But Secret Level on Prime is cool.
No, go ahead, because I'll chime in.
All right. So Secret Level, it's the love, sex, and robots.
Love, death, and robots.
Love, Death, and Robots.
Yes,
I like Love, Sex, and Robots is much better.
That's the Red Hot Chili Pepper
Love, Death, and Robots. But it's actually the guy who did, the guy who was the original director of Deadpool. The original Deadpool movie does all of these.
Levy?
Tim Miller?
Tim Miller.
Oh, okay.
But he's the producer of all of these.
Right.
But every episode, they're like 15-minute episodes based upon video games, like if the video games were actually an animated series. So like the first one is Dungeons and Dragons. There's 8 of them, I think.
There's 8 of them.
But they're good, like just good, really quick consumption. If you like video games, they're super fun. Hector?
So I couldn't get into it, which is strange because I liked Love, Death, and Robots. I didn't love it, but when I saw the ad for Secret Level, they had one for Mega Man, and I remember when Sophia was younger, she had this fixation with Mega Man because we had the Nintendo hooked up and we were playing those games. I watched the first one. I don't really know Dungeons and Dragons, so it kind of fell off on me.
Sorry to jump in. The first episode, if you are a classic Dungeons and Dragons guy, and if you watch the old Dungeons and Dragons animated series from the 80s.
Are they on a Dungeons and Dragons ride? No?
No, but
okay.
There's a good payoff at the end that if you watch the original Dungeons and Dragons series, pays off. It's cool. Anyway, sorry.
Does Donnie Mo show up?
Spoiler alert, a dragon shows up.
I hope so.
And it takes place in a dungeon. So it did meet the requirements necessary. The dragon was cool looking, but I didn't understand the context of it. And it's so short. So it's almost like felt like you're watching a scene from a larger show or movie or something. And
agreed.
It didn't land with me because I didn't I guess I just couldn't understand what was happening. And then it ended. And then everyone seemed to do that. Even the Mega Man one, which was a what's the word? It's like a starting off point for like how that story is. I don't know. It for some reason it didn't connect with me, and it just
they're vignettes.
Yeah,
they're not shows, but I still enjoyed it enough to like go, oh, cool. I got what they were doing with them.
Yeah. Okay.
So,
all
right. So the next one, I'm going to go the Penguin.
That's on my list. Fuck.
Yes, same.
Okay, good. Because at first I'm like, why the hell are they doing this show?
Mm-hmm.
Because it goes off of the Batman, the
Matt Reeves.
Right. The most recent one. I'm like, why the hell are they doing a TV show in it? And then it felt like almost Breaking Bad.
Oh, I was going to go Sopranos.
Yeah, I could say the Sopranos.
I've heard that comparison.
Yeah.
But The Sopranos is so much better.
Beyond better. This is a poor man's Soprano.
So there's no penguins in Sopranos?
A
Not at
homeless
all.
man soprano.
Ducks. Just ducks.
No.
But it's all about they humanize the penguin so well that you really care about him and you care about his underling so much that when the ending comes, you're like, oh, I see what they did here.
Mm-hmm.
He
Agreed.
even takes care of his mom like Tony Soprano does.
Exactly. I got all the way through it and I was like, and then they got to the end of it. And both Colin Farrell and Kristen Milioti,
Milioti.
Yeah.
She's great.
They've got Emmy nominations. And I can see why. I'm like, it's such a good show. If you haven't watched it, power through it. It's great.
She surprised me because if you go through her filmography, she's very like the Hallmark movie channel movie, like girlfriend material. And then she plays her crazy very well, like not over the top, very, very just like naturally, like she was pushed to crazy. It's worth a watch. I wouldn't say like it would not make my top list, but definitely would recommend it.
Oh, no, but hold on. She was in a movie. I'm trying to look it up, but I can't get it quick. With, I want to say Andy Samberg.
Yeah, she's in Palm Springs.
Yeah. That's the first time I really noticed her. Then she was on How I Met Your Mother.
Yeah,
Which
that's
one?
right. I keep forgetting about the show.
Or which
she's
role?
She
was the mother.
I
believe the mother in How I Met Your Mother.
Okay.
So,
interesting.
All right. Next one. Patrick's going to flip his wig because he doesn't wear one. Agatha All Along. I know this has been gone for a long time, and it's Marvel and whatever.
Good.
I know.
Good call.
Sorry.
That was perfect. No, because I knew what was coming. But I really enjoyed it. And it's the way you have to watch it once you've watched it and you see all of the callbacks and signals that are in the previous episodes.
Yeah.
You're like, okay, Marvel really knows what they're doing in these types of things. And I thought it was fantastic. So if you haven't watched it and you're worried about watching it, watch it, even though Patrick won't watch it. All right. Next one I'm going to throw out to you. I don't think any of you have heard of this one, but it's called Interior Chinatown.
Is this a Nick show?
It's it's on Hulu.
Oh, okay.
Interior Chinatown. Any of you heard of it?
Before or after beachfront renovations?
Yeah, that's what it sounds like.
It rings a bell, but please.
It's a comedy drama thing, but it's with Jimmy O. Wang, who's a stand-up comic.
Oh, yes. Now I know.
And Chloe Bennett, who was on Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., who, big fan. And then Ronnie Chung, who's on The Daily Show. But it's about a waiter in a Chinese restaurant who witnesses a woman getting captured.
Oh.
But he also watches a TV show called Black and White.
Okay, yep. Okay.
I know what you're talking about.
I remember.
And the whole thing is about, is he a character in the show or is the show...
Oh, boy.
It's
trippy.
I know some of you have different opinions on Taika Waititi.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
But is this him?
He's a producer. He directs the first episode.
Okay.
But it's so interesting the way they play this show out, and the meta way they do this show is super fun. I think it's only 8 episodes. It's a 48-minute episode thing, but check it out. It's super cool, super different. The stuff that I'm like, it brings joy to me because it's just something fun.
All right.
I like joy.
So I got you that one.
Deal.
Like joy. Come on, boys. All right.
Wait, what?
Right, exactly. All right. The last of the good ones I'm going to give you is Creature Commandos.
Why does that sound familiar too?
That's another anime.
It's on Max.
Yeah.
It's the kickoff of James Gunn's DC run.
Yeah.
Exactly. That's why when Kyle says it under his breath like that, Creature
Commandos.
Right. It's a comic book series from a while ago, but it's an animated series, again, that kicks off James Gunn's run of DC. They are 4 episodes in, and it's really good, especially the 3rd episode called Coin Operated Boy, which again, because y'all are responding, I'm guessing by their faces. Y'all don't know the show,
Right. I've seen the ad, yeah.
but it's so good. And it's actually what's considered DC canon for all of the stuff moving forward.
Now, who are the creature commandos?
So
Are
it's the Bride, which is the Bride of Frankenstein.
Oh, okay. So monsters.
Right. The Weasel, who was in Suicide Squad.
Pauly Shore.
Yep.
With the ooze.
Mr. Phosphorus, which is Alan Tudyk does the voice.
Oh, okay.
G.I. Robot, which is Sean Gunn, which is brother, who did he was the body guy for Rocket Raccoon in the movies. And I'm forgetting someone. Oh, her name is Nira. She's a woman who lives under the water. But these are all like rando. And then Rick Flag Sr.
Wow.
Dude, sorry.
Wait, Rick Flag. Oh, okay.
Rick Flag Sr., not Rick Flag Jr., who got killed in Suicide Squad, the movie.
Squads.
No, the last Suicide Squad movie.
Yeah.
So it's really, anyway.
Yeah. Interesting.
I'm this guy.
No, you're fine. I knew about it, but I didn't know it was that.
Yeah. I feel bad because I have not entered the DC universe. I
think it's going to get better.
I will binge it one day and just spend a whole weekend starting with Batman and Superman.
Just because the Superman trailer just came out this week.
Yeah.
So knowing that this animated series ties to that movie. All right. So now I'm going to hit with the stuff I don't want to watch.
Oh boy.
I know.
Don't want to watch or did watch and don't want to watch anymore.
Yes. Thank you. Yes. Both of those. So the first one is Disclaimer.
It's on my list.
All right.
Knocking them all off.
No, I'm going to save it because I didn't want to watch it, but I want to hear your opinion. So I'm going to save it till later.
Okay.
And then the other one I've got is called St. Dennis Medical.
Oh, boy.
I saw the ad for that, but I'm
an NBC show where they're trying to do The Office in a hospital.
Yeah.
And the cast is good.
It felt like Superstore, but in a hospital.
Yes. Well, it's the same producers as Superstore.
Yeah.
And it smells like Superstore. Everything about it looks like Superstore, which was awful, I thought.
Right.
It's like Scrubs in a hospital.
Oh,
Scrubs is good, Tony.
Insult to Scrubs.
Shut your mouth.
Yeah, this is bad.
But no, it was because it's got David Allen Greer. It's got Wendy Covey. What's her name?
McLennan.
McLennan from
we don't know
the Goldbergs.
Reno 911.
Goldbergs. Thank you.
And Reno
911. Thank you. But I gave it 3 episodes.
Wow.
Just like,
good job on you.
Right. Because you don't take a first bite. You always have to have a second bite. I win a third.
No, you don't. Not with that one.
No. Come on. As a cook, you got to have 3 bites.
I'm not a cook.
But no, I bailed on it. And so if anybody's thinking about St. Dennis Medical, just bail on it.
It's always this time of season because last year there was that John Cryer show that came out and I bailed within 15 minutes.
Well,
that
speaking of Scrubs, because it had Turk from Scrubs in it.
Right.
Donald Faison?
So,
yeah.
Donald Faison. Thank you. But
now he's just doing commercials for cell phones.
Hey, making money, boys. Make your fucking money, boys.
Exactly.
I have a Donald Faison story, but I'll tell it during the movie ones.
Ooh. All right.
I love a story.
Okay, so that's it for you, Woody? All right, thank you. Hector, what do you have for us?
All right, like I said, I have 5 shows. I think we talked about 3 of them.
Wait, Patrick. Thank God.
All right.
Thank you.
Sorry.
So Penguin we talked about. Just to go in a little bit deeper on Penguin, it doesn't focus a lot of attention towards the DC universe. It's really kind of designed to be its own show. So it really feels like its own mob. Like it almost feels like it's trying to borrow from all the greatest hits of all the mob shows. So it's a little bit of Goodfellas, a little bit of Godfather, a little bit of Sopranos. But it also does it in Gotham's universe. So there's hints in here to talk about the Riddler. It's all just talk, but there's not a lot of visuals. And
it's not canon, is it?
No, it is.
It is.
It ties into the next Batman movie.
Yeah, but it doesn't ever feel like you're watching a Batman show. You're just watching a mobster show, basically.
Yeah.
That's what I liked about it.
Yeah.
Personally.
But that's why I didn't like it to the beginning, because I'm like, why are they doing this show? It doesn't make any sense. It doesn't tie into anything.
Yeah.
Other than I knew like the Clancy Brown character.
Oh, I love Clancy Brown.
but
Yeah.
but I knew of
Clayface?
who all the names were. No.
Oh, Clancy Brown. Gotcha. Sorry. Mr. Krabs.
Can somebody mute Kyle? Anyway.
McLeod.
Right.
Well, no, because did you watch the Gotham series?
No.
Wow.
No.
All right. Well, never mind, everyone.
I watched like an episode here and there, but not really. Like I just said, and I'd see bits and parts of it, but that one never got my attention because it felt like a CW version. Like it just felt more angled to YA than it would be to like this is a very hard R. There's sex, violence, language, everything. DC is going there. I think I don't know if they're trying to distance themselves from that PG-13 type of, it's like the movie. So I don't know. Secret Level we already talked about. There's not really much more to that, but yeah, if you just want it, you can binge Secret Level in 2 hours. I think something like that. It's so if you want to watch a bunch of video game vignettes.
But to that point, you have to really like video games to really like the show.
That's true. That's just it. It's like I my video game experiences was Nintendo. And then once that was done, I didn't play video games.
I was Atari 2600, bro.
Yeah, I did. Yeah, we had that. I was
8-bit.
I'm talking about like that's as far as it went. It never went beyond that. So I'm not a gamer.
Oh, I got you. Okay.
Yeah. Okay, so let's talk about disclaimer. It's a whodunit. It's a long story whodunit. It's told in a completely narrative form, which I think hurts it because it's just too much narration. It's just overly narrated. And then they do that, I don't know what you call it. What's that camera shot where it like closes out into a circle, like they did in the old black and white.
Like an old-fashioned TV.
Oh,
it's like an eye wall shot or something.
I went to school for this.
I think it's called an eye wall shot or something like that. Anyway, they do that like 100 times in this, and it never made a lick of damn sense. I couldn't figure out why they had to do that for every shot. It didn't help anything. It didn't add to the show, and just infuriated me. So I feel conflicted because I like a lot of the ideas of it. I like the message, I guess, is behind it, and I feel like it does raise a little bit of empowerment. But there is
that cheating on your husband and then killing the guy you cheated with.
To Cate Blanchett's part, there were things that were driving to this point. I feel conflicted. I'll say the bad things. So what I didn't like about the show is that never connected to at the end. The whole thing is it's a mystery of a whodunit, and there's a big twist. And the twist focuses on a character that was one way and then turns another way. But it doesn't make sense that character shifts in their tone and personality. Because
when does that happen, Hector? What? Because I gave up at episode 4.
Okay. How many episodes in there? 10. Let's say there's 10 episodes. This would have been 8.
Okay.
All right.
Everyone, quickly Google.
Yeah, the whodunit of the show.
7.
7 episodes. All right.
Yep.
Okay, so I'll just say the story. So the story is about a young man who dies. He drowns, but they're trying to focus on why he drowned, like what happened, like, and it's all this one person's fault. And they're trying to bridge the two characters into why it's her fault that he's dead and we don't know. So that's the big whodunit of it. But the character that drowns shifts makes a shift in his intentions, and it doesn't make sense. So for people who watch the show, maybe didn't know what I'm talking about, but for people who haven't, it doesn't make any sense because I don't want to spoil it, but it felt far-fetched at the end. The whole thing felt a little too pretentious. It felt a bit pretentious. There's too much narration. It didn't move along as much as I like. And look, Children of Men, the Prisoner of Azkaban, like Alfonso Cuarón makes perfect movies. Gravity, I just watched Gravity with Sophia so she could see it we put the Blu-ray on the TV, and where it's like we have Dolby Atmos system sound, so it blew our hair back. It was amazing. I felt like the Maxell guy.
Humble brag.
Yeah, right. He makes beautiful looking movies. And I saw Children of Men like 5 times in the theater. It felt like the last couple things he's done have been a huge misses. Like Roma, was that the Netflix movie?
Netflix, yeah, black and white.
People really liked it. That was a swing and a miss for me. And so this one was better than that, but it felt like he needed an editor. It felt like he needed someone to like rein him in the writing, and it felt like he didn't want that. It's like no, I don't need that. I'm gonna write this out. I'm gonna film this myself. Everything written and directed, blah blah blah, by me. And it felt like he should have had someone with him to work. He needed a partner to work on this because it didn't make a whole lot of sense.
So I can't decide. Are you recommending it or you're
no? I don't recommend it.
Oh, okay.
But the reason I felt conflicted is because there are certain bits about it that I felt were
redeemable.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I like because the casting and the acting I thought were great. Even though John Mutford hates Kevin Kline, why did they cast him as an Englishman?
Oh, there's not that many.
Which is that
he's either French or he's English now.
But the one that surprised Sacha Baron Cohen as her husband.
Yeah, he did good.
Mm-hmm.
I thought that he did a great job, and in Cate Blanchett, I thought did a great job as well.
Yeah, both nuanced, both very well.
Right.
What else, Hector?
All right, so then I'll go to the ones that haven't been mentioned because so the Day of the Jackal.
Oh,
okay.
Right.
Go ahead.
All right.
We found a Patrick one finally.
So I grew up with the first one, the remake. I saw it in the theater. I thought it kind of stunk.
The movie.
That piece of shit.
Yeah, I thought that movie.
Richard Gere?
The Richard Gere one stunk.
It sucked.
They changed this. Okay, so the show expounds on they all are different. The first one is Charles de Gaulle. The second one, the remake, is the First Lady of the United States. And then this one, I'm not going to spoil it, but it's neither one of those. But every one is quite different. The story generally is about one sniper that is the assassin that's the jackal that's just doing his one job. But this one focuses a lot more because they have 10 episodes to work with, so they have a lot of time to really flesh out his character. The thing about the first movie is that it's 2 hours and you don't really know. You know what you need to know, and then that's it. So there's a big air of mystery for the jackal himself, which makes it, I think, a lot more thrilling.
In the book as well.
In the book, okay.
I didn't read it.
Yeah,
it's one of my favorite books.
And
that's why it is. Okay, no, continue.
So they flesh out his character. And
Patrick is jumping through the screen right now, everyone.
Well, I might agree with you. It does a disservice to the show to make it a 10-episode miniseries because it's not necessary. It's like watching Michael Myers sequel. The horror is gone because there's no air of mystery. Same thing, right? You just know too much about that character and it's not necessary. There's nothing that you can show us that we haven't already seen. Yes, he's got a wife that is unsure about him, and then she has to dig into who he is, and she finds out. It's very cliche. It's very well shot. I will say that, and
yeah, it looks nice.
and the. You really bet that.
I'll throw him that bone. Yeah.
And the action scenes are decent. The few there are. Some people were complaining about the female lead. I didn't have any complaints about her. I thought she did fine.
I did.
Yeah, I thought a lot of people complained about her. I don't know. She didn't bother me, but I also had that opinion already in advance. People were, what do you say?
You heard about it before,
I heard bad before I saw her, and then I was like, okay, just not as bad as I expected.
Okay.
You heard it from Patrick, though, so.
Because it didn't feel like she was doing over the top. It felt like she was just constantly
at the top.
No, just in her, everything felt like she was stressed out, and it was all mental compartmentalization, as opposed to having to show everything being expressive on the face, which I felt was a different approach to it, and I enjoyed that.
No.
But I felt there was just too much to show for. Just keep it a movie.
Yeah,
that's it. And it's been remade. I think we're done with that story.
It's been renewed, actually. The female lead, I cannot stand her. I couldn't stand her in No Time to Die.
Lisa Seydoux?
No.
Lashana Lynch?
Lashana Lynch.
Yes.
Lashana Lynch.
Yeah.
Oh,
and I was thinking about No Time to Die and how much I hated that movie. And I realized if they switched that actress with Naomi Harris, the one who played Moneypenny, put Moneypenny in The Day of the Jackal, and to me, it is 100 times more watchable. But it's still not good, though.
Patrick, wasn't this the show, like, if you went back to episodes, say in the summer, something that you said you were looking forward to?
Well, yeah, and I realize now that was a mistake.
We all make mistakes, Patrick.
Because it's the Sky Show, right?
It's the Sky Show, yeah.
I think so, yeah.
Yeah.
But
That's how
yeah,
they introduced the show.
the thing is, the book is one of my favorite books, and
It's nothing to do with,
yeah, and I was like,
What's the book?
how can I say? Like, I was optimistic, but, deep down, I knew that it would take a miracle because the original movie is fantastic.
Yeah.
It is very close to the book, and everything is in there. It's, no need to remake that,
I just feel like producers at NBC just feel like they have to generationalize everything. So this is like tailored to the next generation. This is your Gen Alpha, as Kyle would say.
So bringing back Dick Gear would not help this?
No. No.
Well, he is in one of my shows, actually.
Oh.
Ooh, tease.
The fact that it's been renewed,
It doesn't even make sense at this point.
yeah, it kind of gives the game away,
Yeah.
Not for
So
next
skip
year's
it,
crap
fucking
shows.
skip it.
Yeah.
Save your time.
Yeah.
For fuck's sake.
It's pretty, but it's not worth.
There is so much better out there.
I agreed with that. Here's the other thing too: is that like Charles de Gaulle is a real person, so you have that context in advance historically.
Well, yeah, because it was Algeria and all that stuff.
Correct.
It used
The
to be a
60s,
French
yeah.
territory and all that.
Yeah. And then in the remake, it's the First Lady, and they very much was just using someone that was a Hillary Clinton lookalike.
Not Dr. Jill Biden?
No, very Hillary Clinton lookalike. So so at least you have some context there historically. This one they go for an Elon Musk kind of.
Yeah.
They're picking their targets pretty
Yeah.
well.
Wow.
Jeez.
Don't say that. We're going to get picked up on AI. Kyle.
Oh,
Jesus.
Oof.
nothing.
There's a noise above my
Shit.
head.
Oh my God, a bunch of
To the
drones are
supreme
above
gods of
Kyle's
the
house right now.
Yeah. No.
But
yeah.
no, yeah, skip
skip
it.
that.
Personally, yeah, skip it.
Boy.
All right, so I got one more show.
Yes, please.
Teacup, which was also on was it Hulu or NBC? The Peacock. That was also on Peacock. So Teacup was a show that was produced by James Wan of the Saw franchise. I saw the ad during Halloween, so I was like, all right, let's do this. I'm in Halloween mode. And I had such hopes for it in the beginning because it started off with an interesting premise. So it feels very much like the show Lost, where but it's set in a farm town.
Disappointing.
So here's the story. It's there's a man in a mask that comes in and says, you cannot cross this line. He has spray painted all this area around this house. And if you cross the line, you disintegrate.
Oh.
So the whole story is set up on why this is happening. It's almost like a mythos. It like goes back. And then there are a plot of random characters that came to the house at the time. And now they're stuck there because they can't cross the lines.
This smells like AI wrote this. They took a little bit of...
It's an M. Night
this
Shyamalan movie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They put it all together and call it Peacock.
It started off strong, but then it fell apart at the wheels. Yeah, the show basically disintegrated. So yeah, that's another skip. So I'm trying to think, did I have an actual recommendation? I guess
I know, that's kind of where I was like.
I guess Penguin is as close as we get.
All right, Penguin.
Yeah.
No, Penguin was good.
Because I was kind of hoping that something for you guys had said, be like, oh yeah, I forgot about that one. I love that.
Can I sneak one in then? Sorry, I skipped one. Chaos.
Yeah, Chaos on Netflix.
Chaos on Netflix. Is it on your list?
Nope.
Oh, so Chaos with Jeff Goldblum was really good. So it's a very Greek-based show. Like it's about this semi-Greek conflict that's going on in the world. But I don't want to watch the first. They didn't renew it.
Yeah, that's true.
Spoiler.
So watch the first season. It was super fun. It's not getting renewed.
Is it a comedy?
No.
Oh.
No, it's more of a like just an adventure show.
Oh, okay.
But
No, you just hear Goldblum and fun, you would think.
I know.
Okay.
That's what I would think too.
Well, yeah, same actually. So would you recommend it still?
Yeah, watch the first season because it like had potential.
Because there's only one.
Right. It's like
Not the second
6,
guy.
8 episodes, and it was fun.
Okay. All right. So that's
Patrick?
it.
Sorry.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. That's
Boom,
it for you,
boom,
Hector?
Boom,
Yeah.
boom, boom,
Okay. Thank you. All right. So actually, I got a bunch of stuff that was not mentioned, which is
wow.
a big surprise,
Yeah.
to be honest. Okay. So
I thought Hector skunked you on all those bad ones.
I'll try to speed run through them. I finished Slow Horses. It ended in September. I was away. I was able to finish it there at least. Woody, you're signaling a touchdown?
I did, because Drew has been selling this show the entire time we've been doing this.
You were going to say pestering us.
I would say Patrick, I think, started it before I actually did.
I did my part.
All the
I'm with
Canada
you.
has been telling us it's good.
Everyone watch this show. It's so good.
Yes.
I'm so sorry I doubted any of you guys. It's so good.
One of us.
One of us, exactly.
Even if it's bad, is there ever been a Gary Oldman performance you didn't like?
Yeah.
See about
That's a good point.
Fifth Element.
That's just, I think that it was
You asked me, asked and answered.
Okay.
But I'm saying
Okay.
Slow Horses,
I get
dudes,
it.
you guys were right. That's such a good show. I'm so sorry.
This season
It's
was
on
much
Apple
better
TV.
than the last one. Yeah.
Tony,
Is
it's
it
on
over?
Apple TV. Watch
Yeah,
it.
it's on Apple TV. And yeah, this season there were some, not doubts, but like disappointing reviews.
Yeah,
Kind of.
the ending of the final the final season, I was kind of like, seriously, we're doing that?
They follow the books, and it's pretty close to the
right.
books.
All right, so now I got to read the
I don't-
books.
Again,
boy.
don't read.
I don't read.
I don't read.
I'm with
or
Woody.
whatever.
I don't read, but I will read the IMDb synopsis.
Is-
That's what.
The series over now?
Nope.
No, okay, cool.
The books are still going, and they shoot the seasons 2 at a time, I think.
Wow.
Yeah, because they always have the
Yeah, next season.
Yeah, like a
after
tease
the,
for the next
the
season.
last episode, yes. And I forgot when the next one will start, but next year, sometime next year.
Gotcha.
Okay, so also, what do I have? The Old Man, season 2, ended a while ago. The first part is Woody, yeah?
Oh no, I'm waiting for you. I haven't watched it yet. I watched the
Okay.
first season. That's why I'm excited.
Okay, well, I think
Don't be.
it starts slow. The first few episodes of the second season, they are good, but well, not really a spoiler, but minor spoiler maybe. Once they go back to the States, it picks up big time.
Okay.
So I'd say the second half of the season is better than the first half, but still overall, I don't regret watching it.
Where were they before?
They were in Afghanistan for the
Oh.
first few episodes of
They
the
had picked
second
up, yeah.
season.
Yeah, and they just announced today they're not doing a third season.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, so that's kind
So
of the
that's
reason why. Like, should I? Right? Yeah,
Ooh.
should I watch the second
Fuck,
season
the
when
dead
they're
man.
not doing a third? Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Just
Okay.
to have some closure.
Right.
Sorry.
Right.
Jeff Bridges, right?
Yeah.
Jeff Bridges. Yeah.
Jeff Bridges, John Lithgow,
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And what's her name?
Amy
from?
Brenneman.
No, the
Yeah.
from Arrested Development.
Alia
Yeah.
Shawkat.
Yeah,
Something like
From Arrested Development.
Yes. Okay, so yeah, that's it for season 2. Okay, the franchise on HBO, one of the producers was Armando Iannucci, who did Veep and The Thick of It and Death of Stalin.
Oh, I love Death of Stalin.
Love, Death of Stalin.
Yeah.
Yep.
I mean, he moved away from political satire, which was a good idea, I think, because I don't think any of us is ready for that. You know,
He probably wasn't.
we are
ready.
living it. So,
Yeah, we're living it.
so it's a like a superhero franchise on the movie set, and like it's chaos and the industry is a mess, and it shows. And that was Iannucci's way to of saying "fuck you" to the industry, because apparently I think Avenue 5 was another of his shows. Was that it? Avenue 5? And apparently the studio pissed him off big time during that run. It's good. It's really funny. I wouldn't say it's as funny as Veep, but some parts are just as funny, but overall still very good stuff. Yes, you will enjoy it. Okay, so we mentioned Richard Gere a few minutes ago.
Mm.
The show I had in mind was The Agency
Oh yeah.
with Michael Fassbender as well.
I have a friend who's watching it who talked to me last night. We were talking about it, but I haven't watched it yet.
Dr. Bob?
Dr. Bob, yes.
Yes.
Shout out Dr. Bob. Yep.
Good things? Or?
No, he likes it. He likes it
Yes.
as well.
Yeah.
So,
It is a remake of a French series called The Bureau.
Why not just call it the Bureau?
Well, the actual name is Le Bureau des Légendes.
Why not
That-
just
that-
call it that?
Yeah.
Yes, that doesn't help you. But it ran for 5 seasons, I think. So this feels like a speed run, but it's still quite good. Fassbender, it's a...
Magnetic performance.
Yes, he is... yeah, I got the joke, Kyle, but he is always good,
Yeah.
He is.
Jeffrey Wright.
And, okay, so I said slow... yeah, Jeffrey Wright, yes. Slow Horses, okay. Mike, have you heard of this Irish show called Say Nothing?
No.
It's about the Troubles
Okay.
back in the 70s. So half of the series takes place in the 70s and half of it takes place now, or more recently, let's say. It is, well, I don't want to tease, but it will be in my best of list
Oh, wow.
for
Okay.
sure. It is amazing.
Give me the name again.
Say Nothing.
That's another
Say
mini
nothing.
series, it says, right?
Yes.
What's it on?
I'm looking it up right now in Canada, and it is Disney.
Yes.
Ooh.
Yeah, that's it.
Oh,
Yeah.
Disney. All right.
It is amazing. And I'll have more details in the best of because I didn't have time to, really build up the a dossier for it. So
It's got great reviews.
Is it about? So it says here. Sorry, this is just like screams Catholicism, which I was brought up. A single mother of 10 who was abducted from her home in 1972.
among other things, yes.
Yeah,
Just
I don't
leave it
know.
at
10.
that. No,
10.
don't. Just stop right there. We all have to watch it now, and we'll come back on the best of.
And
Yeah.
the casting is amazing. The actors in both eras, they play, different people play older versions of the actual people because this is based on a true story, on a book. And everything is amazing.
Awesome.
Watch it. Absolutely watch it.
Okay.
This is the Troubles, the IRA stuff, right?
Yeah.
Yes, in the 70s.
Not the potato stuff.
Nope.
That's the famine. Gotcha.
Stop it, Kyle.
After that.
Just making sure.
This is really good. Also on Netflix, Black Doves with
That was on my
Ben
list.
Whishaw.
I didn't
Yeah.
watch it yet. But it's on my
Okay.
list.
Ben
Yeah,
Whishaw and
thank you.
Yeah.
Keira Knightley.
And what do you think?
I liked it. I think it started really strong and it kind of
Petered out.
maybe not that bad, but it dropped a little bit towards the end. But it's like, think of it like Slow Horses, but written by Shane Black.
Oh.
Same tone.
Okay.
Same tone.
all right.
Shane Black, Long Kiss Goodnight, or Shane Black, Kiss Kiss Bang Bang, where it's more talky or more actiony.
Stop it, Hector. God.
Everything comes back to movies. That's all I know.
Kiss Kiss Bang Bang, I'd say.
Okay.
And Ben Whishaw is absolutely
Oh.
like both Whishaw and Knightley take it to the next level. They are both amazing in this.
Yeah.
Okay, I've heard this, and I've heard two sides. I've heard I work with some people that actually loved it, like you're saying, recommended it. Some of the TV podcasts that I respect their opinions, don't always agree with them, but
Not this podcast.
not this one, not this one.
Got it? Yep, thank you.
One of the guys that I listen to, whose name is just escaped me, he's an Australian guy, and he's
Woody Meacham. I know.
Nick
Thank you.
Bambeck.
Are you Australian?
Oh,
Where's that accent? Add the
Oi.
accent.
oi.
We lost those listeners.
One of the things he claimed, though, that because I'll be honest, I watched the trailer and the trailer did not impress me. So then I heard this reviewer say, this critic say, there was just things that seemed so far fetched. So, for example, am I right in saying that her husband, Knightley's husband, is a possible candidate to become the prime minister?
Yes.
And she's doing all these things. Like, if you know the British culture, like the media would be all over her, right? Paparazzi, etc.
Yes.
And they're not. And she's doing all these things, and he's just like,
Yeah, that's absolutely true, though.
Okay.
And knowing that it was a Netflix series, my expectations were low to start with.
okay.
So, maybe that skews my perspective. But also, at some point, because there is a sniper involved, and then Ben
Was
Whishaw.
it the Day of the Jackal guy?
No, it wasn't.
Oh, sorry.
But no, okay.
It's a momentum.
All right. I didn't mean to derail you, Pat.
Wow.
No,
I just thought
that's
it was good.
okay. That's okay. And Ben Whishaw goes back to the possible spot, and he finds the shell casing with fingerprints on it. And no sniper would leave his brass on the ground like this. And if you find fingerprints as well, it's planted there for sure. It's a trap. It's like obvious. I'm not a spy and I know that. And they fall for
everyone. Patrick is a spy.
And they fall for it, hook, line, and sinker. So
that's why there's two of them in 12 Riviere. Like,
right.
Yes, two of us. Yeah, I have my doppelganger, killing people for
like
me.
Multiplicity.
And there needs to be massive suspension of disbelief.
Okay,
I'll say that. But otherwise,
on a Netflix show,
it's quite. Yeah, who would have thought? Otherwise, it's very enjoyable.
Okay. This sounds kind of similar to that Night Sleeper that I mentioned.
Okay.
Like, you're not watching it going, wow, can you imagine? Like, this would be like, no, it's ridiculous.
Yes.
And
I'd say that the action scenes, maybe for budget reasons or maybe time, constraints and all that, don't expect, there are plenty of headshots, but don't expect John Wick,
That's what I was curious about. Is she playing like a Jason Bourne type character? Like, is she?
You could say, yeah.
Oh.
But yeah. So but still, I would still recommend it.
Okay.
Right.
So, do you think it would make your best of?
Hold on. Don't say it. No, keep it. No, build suspense.
All right.
We're not gonna.
Well, I have a question mark next to it.
Okay.
So
yes.
just as a tease.
Oh.
Okay, something that sucked and still sucks. Dune Prophecy.
Oh man, that was on my list to watch. Is it really bad?
Oh my god! Like the first episode, I was like, "This is like Jedi Girl Boss Academy horse shit, like CW level."
So all the favorite Star Wars things.
I was like, "Fuck this!"
Oh boy!
And that's based off because I didn't know. I thought it was an original story, but it's based off of the Sisterhood of Dune books that came out in the last
from
20 years.
Frank Herbert's
son,
kid.
Brian Herbert.
Yes.
So in like the last 10, 15 years.
So that's a red flag to begin with. No, yeah, it sucks. And now I've been hate watching it.
You love to hate watch.
Drove Woody out of the room.
You're so vindictive. You're like, I want this to suck more so I can be mad.
Yeah. I mean, I
love it.
I wanted to like it.
Yeah.
But it sucks.
That's too bad. Because Angie is a huge Dune fan. The first three, she's Dune Messiah, and then I'm trying to think of another, Children of Dune. She is really eager to watch it, and now I don't want to bear the bad news. We'll probably watch that first episode and just drop off like you did, but
this is not the gospel. You might disagree. You're allowed to.
Well, some people really treat those books like gospel.
Yes, and it's taking place like 10,000 years before the Dune movies, the recent movies, and nothing has changed, which is horse shit, like even if you try to keep things, not static, but you know what I mean? In 10,000 years, it makes no sense that it's exactly the same thing,
I think it's wild that they went for that story. Like, why didn't they continue with do Children of Dune and Dune Messiah?
That's a good question.
You already have the two original movies that killed in the box office. Were good, decent stories. Why not just keep that momentum going instead of going to like a series that was 15 books later that nobody's even, maybe because no one has read it and they're like, oh, we can get away with calling it something else and people think it's original storytelling. I don't know what the motive was there.
No, yeah, it might be part of the reason why, but so I've been hate watching it, but like in the background, so I kind of know what's going on, but I couldn't care less at this point.
Yeah.
It's no Krull. Yeah.
Krull. On a scale of David Lynch's Dune.
That's a good question because that movie, Lynch's Dune, is kind of wacky, but it's got a few really good parts.
It does have a few good parts. It's hard to dismiss it entirely.
Yeah, or maybe some minor details even.
Yeah.
So I don't know, like if you want something to laugh at, I recommend it. So yes, not impressed. And that's it. I mean, I kind of rewatched, but not all of it. That must have been like maybe almost 15 years ago. That was on HBO back then. You've probably watched this. It was called Generation Kill.
I heard of it. It's that.
Oh, yeah. I love that. It's really good. Yeah.
In Iraq. And how can I say? Watching this now feels really weird.
Yeah.
Like, oh, you're old, or
No, just timely.
Yes. Yeah, exactly. And it's still amazing.
All right.
Awesome characters and
Alexander Skarsgård?
Yeah.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
Yeah.
and Ziggy from season 2 of The Wire. James Ransone. Yes, that's his name.
Yeah. No,
Sorry.
I loved it. It was only one season.
Yes.
2008.
I still remember that. I'm so glad you brought that up. That's like everyone go back and watch that show. It's so good.
Yeah, and it doesn't feel dated.
Right.
You know?
Right. It aged properly.
Yeah, it looks great still.
Yep.
You know, like HD, ratio. It's not a 4:3 SD grainy shit. You know, it looks great still, and awesome stuff.
So hold on. Do you guys know that show?
No.
No, I remember seeing the poster. I remember when that came on because I think that was like the Boardwalk Empire. I remember seeing the ads during like Boardwalk Empire.
Yes, it's around the same time.
Yeah.
Yeah, around the same time as Boardwalk Empire.
Well, I was going to say it was big. No, it kind of flew under the radar.
It didn't because it was only 7 episodes.
Right.
But it's seriously one of my favorite shows from that era. So I'm so glad
I'm
you
sad
brought
I
that up.
missed it.
That's like one of those where you go, "Oh my God, you remember that show?" kind of thing.
I do that all the time. I mean, in the movie episode, I mentioned the Ides of March.
Mm-hmm.
Movies and TV from like 10, 15 years ago. I like to go back to, revisit and maybe, I didn't catch it then. So, yeah. And I almost didn't mention it because I thought we were running long, but now I'm glad I did. So yeah, that's my list. And
That's so much shit to watch.
and a few of those will be in my best of, hopefully recording next week. Hopefully.
Yeah, we brought up a few great shows that lasted one season. We should do that as a topic
That's
one
a
time.
good one. That is
best,
a good
best
like
one
single
season show.
I'm with you. I'd put that in like one of the best single season, but even it's 7 episodes, which is why I like Generation Kill. Anyway, sorry.
Yeah, and that's why I like kind of sped through Slow Horses and The Old Man, because we know what they are already.
Right.
Yep.
So yeah, there you go. That's it. That's it for me. Any last words, gentlemen?
Anything we're looking forward to?
Day of the Jackal season 2.
They can't wait for that episode. Because we're going to hear about it.
I'm going to snap my laptop in half and flush it down the toilet.
The world record.
See, and the hard thing is with all of the TV that comes out, it's so hard to predict when it's going to come in that I don't know what to look out for. I more fall upon it than I do wait for it.
Yeah.
I have 2.
Yeah, please.
Just quick. There's a new Wallace and Gromit.
Oh, yeah.
Vengeance Most Foul is coming.
We were going to watch that together, but
Yeah.
no.
When and where?
It's being, I don't know if it's being debuted, but it's being shown in the UK on Christmas Day.
Okay.
New Doctor Who.
There you go.
Yeah.
Doctor Who. And CB Strike, season 6, which is Robert Galbraith, aka
J.K. Rowling. Yes.
Yeah. The Ink Black Heart.
Huh.
So
The actor is Tom Burke, right?
Tom Burke and Holiday Granger. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah, from The Capture.
The Capture. Yeah.
Okay.
So I'm looking. That's actually on already in the UK. I think the first 2 episodes have been on, but I'm not sure. The first season's on Crave up here, but I'm not sure where or when it's going to be on.
Okay, so something to look forward to. Awesome. What about you guys? Anything else? Or
I'm looking for the next Bobby Fingers.
Yes. Yeah, Hector, good shout. Tony, yes?
I just thought about the previous question about a good one season show was a Reboot. It was a couple years ago. Paul Reiser.
Yep.
Should have got another season, but that was a good one season show.
They should redo it
Paul
again.
Reiser is good at that. He had that show.
Top it, Kyle.
What was that Paul Reiser show where he has a tennis pro? That was it.
Red Oaks. That was so good.
Red
It's
Oaks,
like
yes.
Caddyshack.
That was another good one season. Maybe it did have 2 seasons.
Yeah.
I remember the first season.
That was a great show.
Yeah, Reboot was fun. I like that.
All right. So everyone over holiday, we have to find I'm going to give you 2 shows. So in January, 2 new shows you have to find.
Like an Easter egg hunt?
We're talking us or them?
Yes. No. I'm going to the listeners,
Oh, okay.
Oh,
like and subscribe. And
Like and
tell us what
subscribe.
shows we should
And
be
watch all
watching.
this.
Watch all
I
this.
get you.
Get on a Patreon that doesn't exist.
You gave them a grocery list for crying out loud. They're going to be occupied for the next 6 months.
No, but seriously, like all the stuff we all know that we all watch, we're 6 different guys from 6 different parts of the world, except for Hector and Kyle are
Howdy.
close-ish.
They're roommates.
Neighbors almost.
Right. But
Throw a rocket.
that's what I love about this show this show. I'll say show.
We're a show.
I don't like this show.
This hustle.
Is the different perspectives that we get and we bring to this. Find different stuff to watch. It's what we want to do.
Yes.
Hmm.
And I'm
Sure.
guessing that the regular listeners know us well enough that they will align with some of our tastes.
I want to score. I want to know who loves me more than everyone else, but whatever.
Okay, so drop us
Polls to be
drop us a line on
All right.
EETF pod.
Vote for your favorite member of the group.
Yes, exactly.
We'll take a poll.
It's all Tony. We all know it's Tony.
Of course.
Whatever.
Yeah, get the new guy.
He's the next T-shirt.
Hey, let's be let's be nice to the newcomer.
Yeah, y'all be sweet.
There it is.
Yes, yeah.
He said that really angry.
Roger that. Yeah. Okay, so thank you guys. Sorry for the extra time. Hope it was okay.
Please, it's awesome.
I enjoyed it.
Oh, good. Glad you did.
Thanks for coming.
Yes, absolutely. And where can we find you guys online? Let's start with Tony.
I joined Blue Sky. I brought back Waffle House Jesus,
Woohoo.
Nice.
and I'm on Facebook, and that's about it.
All right. Sounds good.
I'm
Thank you.
more active on Facebook, pretty much.
Okay.
What's your handle on Facebook, Tony?
I'm not telling.
Oh, okay. Well, this is weird. Okay. Good luck finding Waffle House Jesus.
All right. Thank you. Mike, what about you?
Really just Instagram. Pickies with filters, PICIES, if you want to know what concert I've been to or traveled to or places I've traveled to. That's probably a reason to follow me. Otherwise, and just retweeting or retweeting. Oops, Freudian. Reposting when Patrick comes up with a clip for the podcast, and then and then just resharing that. But that's where you can find me.
Awesome. Thank you. Kyle, what about you?
On Instagram, Overkill Art, OVERKYLART.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you.
Woody, what about you?
I am the Wooden Chef on Instagram and Blue Sky because I follow Tony.
Yes.
There you go. That's the spirit. Thank you, Woody. Hector, what about you?
I'm at nothing still for
Oh, yes, that's true.
temporary
He's in our
displacement.
WhatsApp group chat. If you're not part of that,
Smart man.
Yeah.
too bad.
I mean, I and random people in the middle of the night. Patrick gets mad at me and whatever.
John Mumford's always up, so it's fine.
Yes.
I probably may come back to Instagram at some point. That's at Classic Hexagon on Instagram.
All right. Thank you, Hector. And as I said a minute ago, EETF Pod on Instagram and Blue Sky and Twitter for now. So, that's it. And I was going to say look out for. Yeah, sure. Stay tuned for the best of episode, probably near the end of the year. So, thank you guys for listening and see you on the next one. Thanks.
Not y'all.
Beep, bop, beep.